coming in hot. And I'm excited for it. So, you know what? Let's just hop right into it, because it's a good one, baby. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we just saw him take out. Nice. It is Team LP's Impact. And his opponent in the lower left-hand corner, well, he is the #1 seed in the bracket. It's our pink Protoss for Raise Your Edge Gaming. Zest. We got ourselves a good one here. Gateway going down first, not a forge, but Zest, of course, has his probe across the map. Being annoying, blocking that hatchery. Impact takes the forward Rich Vespine Geyser hatchery. Okay, now, if this was Bly, or even like a Lambo, or Scarlet, I would assume that this meant there was going to be a big rush coming. Maybe a Ravager rush? That would probably be what I would expect with the Rich Vespine Geyser. Go for some Ravagers. But with Impact, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. You could also do, like, get fast creep spread. You know, you can get creep spread up here pretty quickly. And then just march queens across. Go for, like, a queen roach ling timing. I'm not sure if Impact's going to do that, though. But that makes, if Impact plays more passively this game, which he's a pretty, he doesn't mind rushing, you know what I mean? But he is going for a third base, so it's not going to be hyper aggressive, whatever it is. But this base becomes very exposed in a normal game. And it becomes an easy place for the Protoss to pressure. And really the big thing is the distance from here to here, creep-wise, is huge. So queens, you can't just have queens walking back and forth defending. So that can make things like Adepts or Oracles really, really strong. Of course, once you get to this base up, it becomes a little bit easier, but you're still a massive distance away, creep spread to creep spread, right? Much further than a normal third base. It does seem to be Robo Twilight here for Zest, so alright, he's just going for the Glaives build. Zest knows that this base is here, that this was taken as the second base. No, I think he saw, actually, that there's no... Oh, maybe he didn't quite get the scout on whether or not that's an extractor. 8 lings out here for Impact, and his metabolic boost is about to finish. Zest knows that, so he's being very secure. Look at this wall. This is a double thick wall. That's a thick wall. I'm still not a fan of it, though, because of where this pylon is. It's, I don't know, I feel like cracking through this with Banelings could be pretty doable. Now, of course, that's not what Impact's doing. In fact, Impact hasn't thrown down a Roach Warren. He does have Lings coming out. He's got Queens out. There are Adepts and a Warp Prism heading across the map right now. Glaives is about to finish. Alright, 20 Lings on the way. This is what you need as Impact. Alright, 6 Adepts. That means they won't all be able to get picked up in the Warp Prism. That is a lot of Queens. And look, I love the Creep Tumor. This is like a backwards Creep Tumor here. From Impact to connect these bases, which is what I was talking about. That would be the issue. So getting that creep out, really, really powerful here. Now, of course, DTs are the follow-up. The Dark Shrine is about to finish. There's no detection up here, but there are Lings. And Zest will be able to warp in those DTs even with the Lings there. Oh no, an Impact has absolutely no detection and just tabs out. He wasn't planning on the DT follow-up. He didn't expect it. God damn. That sucks. That sucks. Ripperinos, dude. Ripperinos Impact. A quick game one. God damn it, dude. We're supposed to have long games. I guess Impact versus Nice was pretty decently long. Those were like 15-minute games. Well, second one. We've had one game over 10 minutes today. Hey, what's up, Oferon? How you doing? All right. We're going into Zen for game number 2. We're loading in, counting down, loading in. All the good shit. You hope Zest plays a bit better than he did yesterday? I didn't watch Zest games yesterday. I listened to a lot of... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. That's right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we probably won't have too many Terrans to worry about in this bracket, because Cure didn't end up playing, unfortunately. But anyways, let's hop into Zen for game number 2. We've got our red Zerg player spawning in the lower left. It is Team LP's Impact. And the Protoss player in the upper right for Raise Your Edge Gaming. It is Zest. You know, it's funny. I was just talking yesterday about how some people, specifically Roddy, likes to say like the left bottom side and the right top side rather than upper right or top right or bottom left or lower left. And I thought that was very interesting, and that like every now and then I try to say it that way just to get my head around it, and my brain just won't do it. Like, it just will not let me do it. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not possible. There is no other way to say it. It's upper left or top left, you know? But they're talking about that on the TSL broadcast as well. Day 9 and Roddy. What a kick-ass caster combo that was. Zombie Grub and Wardy were really good too. I listened to the entirety of Day 1. I listened to like the second half of it because I had already watched part of it. And then as soon as that finished, Day 2 popped up. And so I started listening to that while I was at work. Yeah, I was really enjoying Zombie Grub and Wardy. Joking around, having a fun time. I think that's what is really important about some commentators. Like, if two commentators just seem like they're having a good time, having fun, hanging out, chatting about StarCraft, I feel like that makes a caster duo so much more enjoyable to listen to. And it makes it so that it doesn't matter the level of the games, you know? If a few of the games end up being kind of shit, or like you just have a bunch of 2-0s or 3-0s, it doesn't really matter if I'm just hanging out listening to people just having a chat, you know? Having a good time together. It was also really cool to hear Day 9 talk about StarCraft again. And it seems like he had done his research, you know? But I guess when you're that good, you can step away from a game for a while and come back and still be fresh. Feels good, man. Yeah, dude, Zest figured out how to wall. Did you see that last game? He had like a double thick wall going on. He was like, "You're not fucking with me, Impact. Get the hell out of here." Impact posturing outside with some lings. But let's see what Zest is going for here. Well, there's a Twilight Council. Zest is like, he just fucking left last game when I went DTs. I'll just go quicker DTs this time. There's no glaives. There's no pretense here. Impact sees the Twilight Council, and he can go see it, not researching, not being chrono boosted, nothing. The War Prism comes out. He should know. This is just a DT drop into Archons. There is zero detection. There's no lair. There's no lair on the way. There's no Roach Warren. There's no Spore Crawlers. Okay, 3 Spore Crawlers go down right now. Well, the DTs are being warped in. Impact does have his Spore Crawlers up, so he won't just tap out this time. And in fact, Zest is going to go straight for the Archon morph. He's got 1 Archon and 1 Dark Templar. Amazing. Oh, Brian, I'm reading your text wall about recycling. I have thoughts on it, but first let's see if this Archon drop does some work. Zest, he loves Archon drop. He loves it more than most Protoss players do. I think he's, you know what, last time I talked about how Zest was probably the best in the world with Archon drop, he lost an Archon to the Roaches, so I'm not going to say that, but definitely one of the more common Protoss players to do the Archon drop. Oh, a recall as there are Lings hitting the 3rd. And he wants to get these Archons here to deal with it. The Adept is going to go down. One of the pylons is going to fall, but the Archons say, get the fuck out of my base, Zerglings. And the Zerglings do. Ophiron, if they really cared about the invasive species getting appropriately recycled, they would actually pay people to bring it in. They would reward people for pulling them out of the ground, roots and all, and bringing it in so that they could burn the shit out of it. I think in Hawaii, there are a lot of situations like that where they really, really don't want certain things to exist because they're invasive species and they'll fuck up the ecosystem. And if they made people pay to remove them, and fucking nobody would. Like, honestly. But Hawaii's really, really serious about that kind of shit. Probably more so than most places where it's like, oh, part of the woods has this thing in it now. Oh well. In Hawaii, that shit would be a big deal. Archon drop trying to come do more. I don't think it's really going to get anything else done though. There's too many roaches out. Impact has a lair up and he's actually going for swarm hosts. Gonna be honest, it didn't look great against Nice. And Impact is not nice. I mean, he's not really mean, but, you know. Tempo Archive's coming up. +1 attack. Is charge finished? No, actually, Blink is done, but there's no charge. That's interesting. Is Zest going to go for a big Blink attack? We have seen something like this a couple of times. Warp in a shit ton of Stalkers and go attack. I remember when I was moving, I had to throw a bunch of shit away. So I took it to the dump, and they were like, "Oh, we don't." They didn't accept metal, right? Because they you know, go burn the shit. So they didn't accept metal. So my bed frame, I couldn't give it to them, and they were like, "Oh, there's some metal recycling places not too far away from here." So I like Googled them, and I went over, and I found one of them, but I couldn't see where the entrance was. I just saw like the back entrance where you. Like where trucks can drive in, and I literally just drove in, didn't see anybody, and put my bed frame down in the pile of metal shit that they had there. And I was like, oh, I hope that's okay. Alright, well these Locusts are gonna slam this Natural Nexus, and Zest is down a base. Ooh, charge is gonna get canceled. No, not quite. And actually, this pylon goes down, depowers the Robo and this gateway. But this one stays up, so charge will finish up. The Nexus goes down immediately. And there are a good amount of Roaches and Ravagers out too. Impact's just gonna try to run away until he has another Locust Wave out. And now the Locust Wave is ready and Impact is pushing back and Zest is like, oh shit. Zest does not want to fight those Locusts. He doesn't have enough splash damage at the moment. Does he have Storm done though? He does have Storm done. Oh, and it looks like the Locusts want to go hit the main base. Alright, Zest is going to try to fight this army now. Some Biles landing really strong, but Zest's army should absolutely crush this. The Locusts decide to come back and help push the army away, which is exactly what Zest wanted. And so Zest can just pull back. Oh my god, these Storms are actually doing a ton of damage to the Roaches. The Locusts fight on their own and kill like a unit. Not the biggest deal in the world for Zest. And now he can go on the counter push, and the cooldown for these Locusts is quite a while. They still have a long time before they can send out another wave, so Impact just has to keep pulling back and trying to buy time. Zest in the meantime should be able to trade fairly well, and this is all time where Zest isn't taking damage from those Locusts. The reason Swarm Host works so well is because you keep putting pressure on the base. If you're just fighting the army, it is not good. Oh man, and a really nice storm there on those Locusts. A few of the Swarm Hosts go down to the Blink Stalkers, and Zest is getting some really good work done here. I don't know if Impact's going to keep being able to hold on. He is maxed out, but it's on Roach Ravager Swarm Host, the least supply efficient composition in the entire game. Whew. That blink was at the very last second there. I'm surprised Zest isn't taking a fourth base right now. Blinks out of most of those Biles. This poor Stalker took a hit. Oh, and actually Lurker's coming out now too. Impact's been macroing up behind this. I thought he was going to stick on the Roach Ravager composition, but no. Making 5 Lurkers, he's getting up their Seismic Spines and whatever the other one is. The one that makes them burrow fast and the one that makes them shoot far. One Lurker goes down very quickly. Blink Stalkers aren't terrible versus Lurkers. It kind of depends. It's all about the positioning. And if you can outposition the Lurkers, it's hard to do. But if you can do it, it can be quite good. This 4th base is going to go down. Impact has a 5th. Only about halfway done, though. So right now it's 3 bases to 3. Roaches are hitting at Zest's 3rd base. And they have plenty of detection, so DT is not going to be enough here. A bunch of Stalkers getting warped in, actually. And you know what? With shield batteries and blink, I think this should be more than enough. Oh, there's no detection. Get out of there, Stalkers. Yeah, those Roaches are going to get cleaned up. The Swarm Hosts are going to look for some damage as well. They haven't been had to be used at home so far, so might as well send them out to the map. They can kill a pylon or two, maybe a couple of probes. They're going to target down the base. I don't think this many Locusts gets it, does it? Oh, it totally does. Never mind. The Locusts do stupid damage. But because the Locusts are there, Zest decides now is the time to move in. He's storming. He's blinking forward on top of the Lurkers, and all the Lurkers are gone. And I think Zest might just have way too much here. All right, he's eating Biles. I don't think there's any Storms left. What is the Storm situation? Nope. The High Templar morphed into an Archon, so no Storms left. Does Zest have enough to actually push here? Oh, he's got some Stalkers hitting on the right side as well, but that's not really fighting the main army. They're fighting like some drones right now. Locust drop. Oh, a reinforcement wave of Stalkers here. Stalkers aren't the best, but they blink forward. There's a little bit of a patience blink as they're blinking into Hydra DPS, but the consistent DPS of these Immortals might just be too much, and Impact has the GG as Zest finally breaks through. He was still just on 3 bases, 2 in fact, because that natural nexus went down. But Zest still had enough to just push through and take the victory there. Just barely. And then he does it.